It is day 1 of season 2 of Halo Infinite's multiplayer, and there are a mere 12,000 people watching this on Twitch. This is a terrible start for season 2 of Halo Infinite, and it has me wondering if the game is just altogether doomed. And there are a few reasons for that. It seems like 343 just fundamentally doesn't understand what needs to go into a live service game in order for it to be successful. And I don't know that there is climbing out of this hole that they've dug themselves into. What you're watching here is the new mode, Last Spartan Standing, which is kind of a combination of battle royale and gun game. It's like they had a baby and this is what we got. But just like babies, when they're first born, they really aren't all that fun. A lot of crying and a lot of learning along the way. Last Spartan Standing just doesn't get it. The mode is unfun, one lackluster and barren map, and it uses the not fun parts of gun game. You are supposed to start off with guns that are easy to get kills with, but no, here you start with the crappy pistols. But regardless, let's move on from that. There's almost no variety from match to match. The map is so small that it gets repetitive very quickly, just like that baby crying might get repetitive very quickly, but you love the baby because you made the baby, so you put up with that. People might not want to put up with what Halo Infinite is doing here. Other BR type modes happen in much bigger maps with more locales and they have more variety, and that's just 100% missing here. If you challenged me to make a more boring Halo map, I don't even know that I could. I wonder if that's what they are doing at 343. Maybe they have an office pool for whoever could design the most boring map, and it's like an inside joke, and whoever gets the most boring map gets it in the game. I don't know. That's what honestly makes the most sense, because I don't know how else something like this really gets put in the game. Speaking of being put in the game when you're not supposed to, there's already a bunch of bugs. People's progression seems to be broken, and it appears to be tied to Last Spartan Standing. Other people have somehow found a way to team up with each other on Last Spartan Standing, which isn't such a good thing since the entire mode is based off being a solo player, and the season is titled Lone Wolves. So people teaming up in a mode that is just not built for that, yeah, probably not the best idea and circumstance. And if we just toss aside the lackluster nature of LSS, there just isn't enough in general. The intro cutscene is super short and it doesn't give much. 343 talked about the narrative multiplayer and how that's going to be a big part of Infinite going forward. And if this is it, it's going to be a big letdown like the rest of the game. A new map or two every 6 months just isn't enough. These seasons are way too long. I got bored of season 1 when I hit around level 70 or something because it was just so repetitive and all my friends move on to other stuff. The timing of this is pretty poor too. Apex, Call of Duty Warzone, and Fortnite are all launching new stuff this week, and it's way more substantial. Call of Duty has Godzilla and King Kong, for God's sakes, and Halo Infinite has what you're seeing on the screen. On top of that, the base multiplayer stuff is pretty much unchanged for the most part, and that really sucks. I was expecting to, check how many people are streaming this on Twitch, because that's a pretty good barometer of a game's life. If people are watching, people are playing, the community is there, and the community just doesn't seem to be there for Halo Infinite. And I can't say that I blame them. If you go on the Halo subreddit right now, you see post after post of complaint after complaint about season 2 and how this just sucks. So like I said at the top of the video, I don't know that 343 can dig their way out of this. I don't know what they do outside of a complete reshuffle. They're saying that they're going to try to address some of the big concerns, but it's going to take time, and people are already fed up. People are already moving on. The other live service games that are already established aren't slowing down whatsoever. Apex keeps adding a bunch of new stuff. We're getting a new hero here in the coming weeks, so something has to give. There's only one other example of a game having this much of a poor start that turned around. I've seen it happen once, and that was with Final Fantasy XIV. A Realm Reborn brought the game back big time, and now it's the biggest MMO in the world. but a lot had to be done in order for that game to come back the way that it did. And sadly, I don't know that 343 has it in them to do that. We still are gonna need single player stuff. They don't even have Forge and co-op yet. Stuff that was supposed to have already happened got delayed time after time. I can't believe that a game that has such amazing fun gameplay ends up so boring and lifeless. It's a real shame. This is probably only like my third or fourth match of Last Spartan Standing, and I'm already super bored of it. And I too experienced some of those progression bugs because of the mode. So there's almost no reason to even play it. This was supposed to be one of their big new additions to Season 2. I don't know why I expected more, but to be honest, I did. I thought that 343 would turn things around a little bit and they would get the community a little bit more on their side, but that just didn't happen. And this is another 6-month long season. And to be frank, 343 developers, and I'm sure that they're great people, their stance on all of this is annoying. Report, we're looking at everything, just keep reporting, give us your feedback. Yeah, okay, sure, we'll give you all the feedback in the world, but if nothing gets done about it, they're saying that sometime later this year, they're going to change the way armor cores work in the game. I don't know why it needs to take that long, but it's going to take like half a year? Really? And how many times do you got to lie to us? How many times do you got to tell us that something is coming on a set date and then it doesn't come before we kind of just give up on you? I don't know. I already beat the campaign, so I don't care about co-op necessarily, but Forge would probably do good at giving the game some life, and even that, it's been pushed, and it may very well be pushed again, but that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video about me rambling about Halo Infinite for a second, because I really like the gameplay. I think what is here on the gameplay level is still mostly really fun. They just make a lot of really questionable decisions everywhere else. If you enjoy the video, make sure to like it, subscribe if you're not, and I'm gonna see you all again at some point. Bye.